Injuries in most cases are extremely avoidable. We both want to be hitting PRs and continuing to get stronger no matter what. But what happens is a lot of people just push and push and push, and one day you tear a rotator cuff, you pull a hamstring. Which leads me to the forgotten method for getting stronger: tendon strength. The Achilles tendon can transmit forces up to 12.5 times body weight during running. This is why sometimes you might see someone who's quite visibly smaller or leaner that's much more capable of extremely impressive feats of strength. It's my goal that after watching today's video, you'll have laid an impenetrable foundation for strength gains and muscle growth. Let's get started. You can think of muscular strength as like the engine that drives a car, and tendon strength is like the brakes, the suspension, and tires. But if you upgrade the engine and only focus on the power output, yes, you'll have a very powerful car, but sooner or later, the power that the car is producing is just too much for the brakes, the suspension, and the tires to handle, which eventually leads to problems, and in our case, injuries. There's 3 specific methods that we use to build rock solid tendon strength, but really this all goes out the window if we're not getting proper nutrition, which first and foremost, we've all heard of the importance of getting enough protein, at least 1 gram per pound of body weight, per pound of ideal body weight. Second, and arguably most importantly, is collagen. Collagen is an essential protein that's found in tendons and connective tissues. Many of you probably already consume some sort of collagen supplement, which is fine, as long as 1, it's not plant-based, because there's no such thing as plant-based collagen, and 2, if you're actually seeing results with it. But in most cases, I will almost always recommend getting your nutrients from whole foods. But in the case of collagen, I'd almost always recommend getting really any cut of beef or meat that has a lot of connective tissue, because this is where you're gonna get the most collagen from. Yes, these will oftentimes be the tougher cuts of meat, but they'll also be the cheapest cuts of meat. And if you have a slow cooker and a pressure cooker, you can make a really badass blade roast or beef shank. Some other nutrients that can play an important role are vitamin C for collagen synthesis, vitamin D for calcium absorption, zinc for collagen metabolism, and copper for collagen cross-linking. Last but not least is hydration, because hydration is crucial for tendon health and injury prevention. Water helps keep tendons flexible, prevents stiffness, and contributes to overall tissue health. But hydration is often overlooked or sometimes even misunderstood. It's not just about consuming enough water, but also limiting coffee and ensuring that you're getting adequate electrolytes, especially if you're super active. This consists of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, the most overlooked being sodium. You've probably heard people say limit sodium. However, I couldn't disagree more. Sodium plays a crucial role in maintaining body fluid balance, nerve and muscle function, and supporting nutrient absorption. Honestly, in my opinion, the best thing you can do for yourself is to get reverse osmosis water so that you can limit your exposure to microplastics, heavy metals, fluoride, chlorine, and other harmful additives. And if possible, get it remineralized. Second, get a good quality kosher sea salt, low in lead with a higher mineral content. And third, some trace mineral drops to support healthy, balanced electrolytes. And by the way, I'm not affiliated or sponsored by any of these brands. Sometimes it's actually not so much about what you're eating, but what you're not eating. Some foods that actually contribute to inflammation are processed foods high in sugar, refined grains high in glyphosate, and just about anything that's cooked in seed oils, which nowadays is almost everything. Now the fun part, or not so fun, I'll let you decide. Training for tendon strength takes a lot longer to adapt than training for muscular strength. Muscles receive a very rich blood supply, and receive plenty of nutrients and oxygen for rapid repair and adaptation. Tendons, however, have a much more limited blood supply and experience slower healing and adaptation. Just think about a strain versus a sprain. But how do we directly target our tendons though and force them to adapt over time? There's 3 ways, like I said before, that you can use together or in sequence, depending on where you're at with your training. The first being isometrics. Isometrics are often used in rehabilitation for tendon injuries and can directly improve tendon stiffness and overall strength. Isometrics can also help reduce pain in tendons and improve their ability to withstand loads. Number 2 is eccentrics. Eccentrics are basically the lengthening of a muscle under tension, which is essentially like the lowering phase of an exercise. These have been shown to significantly improve tendon strength and tendon properties. Last but not least is plyometric training. Plyometric training is crucial for enhancing tendon strength and the stretch shortening cycle, which is the rapid stretch and contraction of a muscle tendon unit. By performing explosive movements, plyometrics basically leverage the elastic properties of tendons to improve their ability to store and release energy, ultimately increasing force production and reducing the risk of injury. Now, I don't know where you're at with your training journey, but we all end up back here at some point, whether faced with an injury or a plateau. All right, so now we're gonna break it down with an example. Think about push-ups, for example. If and when you couldn't perform a single push-up, a great goal to have would be to hold something like an isometric straight arm plank. Eventually practicing the eccentric or lowering phase of the exercise, and then soon after, being able to perform the push-up. Now, in the beginning, when you're gonna be progressing with these push-ups, you're gonna be doing more often than not slow and controlled reps, and that's gonna allow the tendon time to adapt. Think about these slow eccentrics. And then eventually soon after, that's when you can start to get into things like plyometrics, being clapping push-ups or jumping push-ups. But all in all, this is the bulletproof sequence that never fails. All you have to do is progress it. For example, if you're trying to learn the muscle up, it would look something like this. 1, false grip hollow body hang, which is an isometric. 2, negative muscle ups, which is an eccentric. 3, you've now achieved the explosive muscle up. Most people struggle with plyometrics though. In my own experience, when I first started skipping rope, I would constantly suffer from shin splints, which can be painful, yes, but usually only results in an injury if you continue to push through them. The answer? Ease into it. In my case, I would still skip rope every single day, listening to my body and eventually pushing a little further and further over time. As a result, my sessions grew longer and longer and longer. Now, the age-old question, can you train every day? Should you only be training a few days a week? The answer to that will really overall be dependent on your training intensity and your current level of fitness. But in most cases, you can handle a lot more than you think you can. Very few of us are actually likely to reach a state of overtraining. You know your body, and most importantly, you know your goals. Whether that be hypertrophy, endurance, or strength training, that's for you to decide. Overall though, these training practices can be applied to almost anything you choose. Whether you have injury fears, whether you're currently stuck at a plateau, this should serve as an injury-free roadmap to get you there. What has your experience been with these training practices? What topics would you like me to discuss next? Let me know down in the comments below. As always guys, I really appreciate the support that you guys give me in each and every video. It means a lot to me, and I hope that the information in these videos mean a lot to you. So if they do, if you found value in this video in any way, smash that like button and subscribe for future videos just like this. Later guys.